Hello everyone, just gonna wait until a couple people come in. Hopefully everybody remembers I was going live. I think the family might still be in their meeting. Just gonna get some stuff set up. So what I want to do tonight for the people coming in is I want to kind of go over the case again, what we know from the beginning, because there are a lot of new people joining the group. We're up to, I think, like 670 members or so. So I know that there's going to be a lot of new people that kind of don't know all of the details. So like I said, we're just going to wait for a few people to get here because I know sometimes the Facebook notifications have been crazy lately. So Michael, they are meeting with a couple of the aunts live off of the island. Everybody flew in this weekend to hold a rally, and then they're also discussing how they're going to go about setting up the reward fund and the details about maybe fundraising. What the people in Hawaii want to do right now is they want to get like little posters put on the buses. So in order to do that for every bus, it's going to be around $5,000 each month. So they were talking about putting up a fundraiser for that. And basically what they want to do is try to get things set up so that it doesn't look bad and it doesn't get used for the wrong reasons and it doesn't bring negative attention to the case. So they are meeting with their lawyer and they're also discussing as a family. And actually, I just got a message that they are meeting with the police currently. So I'm not sure if there's going to be new updates or if the police is updating them on things. But they are currently with the police. So I'm assuming that they're either talking to the police about the reward fund or maybe talking to them about what they know on the case so far would be my guess. Hold on. Sorry, the aunt just sent me a pretty concerning text. Okay, so that's actually really big. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to share it, though. I'm waiting to find out. Nope, not allowed to share it. So look for more updates to come out because there is some stuff going on for sure. Once they're allowed to share, that they will. So, wow, that just blew my mind. But anyway, so they are trying to figure out the logistics behind the reward fund itself. Yeah, okay, so anybody can set up a reward fund for her. You're correct in that. Anybody can say, here's $5,000 towards a reward. That's 100% true. The problem is, in order for an account to get set up for people to donate to, it needs to go through a reward company. I would prefer if the family set that up for them. I will go about setting it up if it comes down to it. I wanted to give the family the opportunity to discuss it amongst themselves to figure out which route they wanted to take first. Because I don't want to insert myself into this to step on their toes in a way that makes them uncomfortable. Now, if they're being told not to set one up for a reason, or something along those lines, I definitely don't want to hinder the investigation. So like I said, I'm just kind of hanging on to see what they come up with today. But that's where we are with that. Now, the other part is, like I said, the fundraising for the bus flyers and getting the flyers out there. That's a whole nother story. Like, that needs to go through a GoFundMe account, I'm assuming, and we'll go from there. But once again, I would prefer if the family was the ones who set that up, because I don't want to step on toes. I really don't. I know a lot of people have been getting kind of antsy in the group, and I was kind of explaining stuff to them. Michael, I don't know if you follow true crime cases a lot, but in the true crime world, you have certain YouTube creators that will attack people for the funds. Like, they'll villainize the victims, basically, and try to make it look like they're in it for a money grab, or, you know, that they're doing something and that this happened because they are trying to get money out of it. And I don't want to bring that type of negativity to this case. I'm really hoping that Molly Golightly can really bring a lot of viewers into us, or into her own show about Isabella. This for me is all about getting eyes on Isabella. And so whatever we have to do to make sure that she is what's important here, that's what we have to do. So I don't want this to turn into like some big, you know, scandal about, oh, well, the family used to be drug addicts and they're just raising money because they want to do drugs and blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't want that type of negativity to come into this, because I know that the biological family, their only concern is Isabella, and they want to get her name out there and get it big. And obviously that's going to cost money. So yes, we do need money to come in. But like I said, I want to make sure we're going about it the right way. Sorry, just texting the aunt back. So some of the things I wanted to go through tonight, like I said, is from the beginning. Let's start with who Isabella is. We agree on the same thing. We want to bring Isabella home. I don't have no problems. I understand what you... Yeah. Okay. I know that you weren't trying to like start anything or whatever. I just, like I said, this has been a question. I've had so many people message me today, and then post in the group, which, you know, that person wasn't one of the people who messaged me, but there has been a lot of people asking about it today. And based on what the aunt has told me just now, they've been busy for a good reason. So, you know, let's give them time and see what happens. In the meantime, like I said, I'm going to start at the beginning of the case for anybody who hasn't seen this yet. So, as you guys know, this is Isabella. She went missing on September 12th, was the last time they supposedly seen her, sleeping in her room. She was wearing the black hoodie, leggings, colorful socks, snaky slides, and pink bottoms. So some of the things that we looked at so far is the Google Maps. We looked at the area where they had found the evidence. Let me pull it up. Versus where her home is. Where's my thing at? Okay. So this is her house here. Let me show you on Google Earth. This is the house where Isabella lived, this blue marker right here. So let's just take you down. So the thing that's key about this neighborhood is there is a lot of homeless in this area. There are sex offenders, and there is also a lot of fences. You can't go from one yard to the other without running into a fence. So we know that Isabella would have had to walk the roads if she walked away from this home. This blue one here is hers. So basically the story is that Isabella at some point through the evening walked out of her house and wandered off. Since then, they have said that she frequently slept in the yard out front of their house, which neighbors have said they have never seen her outside sleeping, let alone outside at all. So we don't believe that that's the case. The adoptive parents have a electronic locking system on their front door, according to a newspaper article, and they also have a camera system. Now, according to them, their alarm system went off around 1 a.m. They apparently did not shut the alarm off, they shut the alarm off and went back to sleep. They completely ignored it, and their cameras supposedly glitched. There are several neighbors in this area that also have doorbell cameras or cameras on their homes. I'm not going to point out exactly which houses they are, but I will say that detectives are able to see most of the Kalua's residents from these cameras. Not just those cameras, but the cameras that come out down the road. This is a business right here that has cameras. And then there's a 7-Eleven down here on this end that has cameras. So needless to say, if Isabella walked away that evening, she would have been seen on camera somewhere. That's basically reason number one that I think the Kaluas have done something to her. Now, I obviously am not a detective, and I can't tell you that for sure, but that is my beliefs. So on I want to say it was the first or the second day of the search, they found a photo album containing pictures of Isabella and her older sister, and it was located at this dump right here at this yellow marker. So they speculated that perhaps Isabella could have been running away, according to the family, and that she had taken that photo album with her. A homeless man, however, or homeless person, I should say. I've heard both man and woman, so I don't know if it was a couple. I'm not entirely sure. The homeless people said, however, that they had found that photo album while they were dumpster diving over a week before Isabella was reported missing. That's reason number two that I think that the Kaluas could have done something to her. So on the fourth day of the searches, they found a garbage bag full of toys and a pair of slippers, and that was located at the Bellows Beach area, campground area, right over at this other blue marker. That area had previously been searched and cleared for her disappearance, and those items, they believe, were planted there a couple days later to lead people off the case. And whenever I say they believe, I mean the locals, not police. They have not come out and said that. However, that's what's been speculated, is that perhaps these items were put there to make it look like Isabella had packed her favorite toys and ran away. However, whenever we looked at these toys the other day, let me pull up what the bag actually looks like. Whenever we looked at these toys the other day, as you see, it's just kind of like a plain Jane, regular beach bucket, and a couple sand toys. And then the slippers themselves look like adult slippers, or just like ratty old slippers, basically. And it was found inside of this garbage bag here. So it's unclear if those items were planted there to make it look like Isabella had been there, or if it was actually her items that were dropped there at a later time. So this whole area in itself covers about 4 miles from Isabella's house to the dump, and then from the dump to the backpack area, and then if you were to go back to Isabella's house. So it's about a 4-mile radius. Within the first couple days, they searched around 20 acres, and they were tying purple ropes to trees to let people know that they had already searched there. So I just wanted to look too at some of the articles that we looked at in the beginning. This is on September 16th. And kind of the key thing in this article that was said that really stuck out to me is, let me find it. Is that Sunny told the press that they were instructed by detectives from day one that we are not supposed to talk to reporters. Right down below that, just one paragraph later, it says police have interviewed numerous people, but there are acquaintances and family members who have yet to come forward to be interviewed. So that was the first time that police kind of revealed that the family was not really being very cooperative. So then the next thing that we see is, that the parents are claiming that they didn't see her after she went to bed, but they're describing her clothing to include her Nike slides and a hoodie. So if she was wearing a hoodie and Nike slides, you would kind of wonder why she was wearing that to go to sleep. Did they perhaps have video footage of her leaving? Well, we find out in one of these news articles that the video footage was corrupted, and so police were not able to see it. They claim that their cameras malfunctioned that night. So if that's the case, then how did they know that she was wearing her Nike shoes and a hoodie? The police also said that that abduction isn't a possibility because of lack of sufficient evidence. And with that, what they mean is literally, like, most of the houses on that street have cameras. If she would have been abducted, somebody would have seen it happen. So then on day 4, police come out and say, of course, as we know, that foul play has not yet been rolled out in the search. And so that was a key thing, because this is whenever they're officially telling you that basically they're looking into the adoptive parents as suspects at this point. If they tell you that they haven't rolled out foul play, that's usually a key statement, because whenever a missing person, a missing child, for example, wanders off and can't be found, you see them say things like, we don't suspect foul play. The mother's being cooperative. If you look at like Christopher's case that just happened, the mother's being cooperative. We don't suspect foul play. Please help us find this little boy. Police aren't doing that in this case. Once again, they reiterate in this article that since Monday, they have been working tirelessly with the community to locate Isabella. We have conducted numerous interviews. However, there are still individuals, to include acquaintances and family members, who have yet to come forward to be interviewed. We hope that this will change in the near future as the investigation and the search for Isabella continues. At this time, foul play has not been rolled out. HPD is grateful to the community, city, state, and federal and military agencies for their assistance and continued support in the search for Isabella. Yes, they lawyered up. They actually lawyered up the first day and have refused to talk since. 1 week after her disappearance, They sent a recorded, like, 2-hour interview, like, questions with their lawyer. They sent that to HPD, and that was the statement that they've made to police. Other than that, they have not cooperated. They're claiming it's because they're getting death threats and that their lawyer is telling them not to cooperate and that to stay quiet, which could very well be the case, that he may be saying that. But it's not typical for parents of a missing child that are concerned for her to completely just stay silent like that. And then, as you see, on the 18th, the lawyer combats that claim that the police made on the 16th, saying that no, well, they are cooperating with police. This was the day that he gave the statement in. And what he did, so I guess it was 5 days later, he sent them a recorded statement, and that's what he considered to be cooperating. Police, however, since then have continued to say that the parents are not cooperating. So just some different articles I wanted to go through from the beginning, just to kind of show you guys what we're looking at here. And so, like, typically I do not like to automatically point fingers at a family and say, oh, you know, they did it. But in this case, they're making it extremely hard not to say they did it. So I wanted to show you guys too the Protect the Kiki Instagram page. She is making a ton of great videos and asking a lot of good questions of police. So I'm just going to play this one for you guys. It says, Ariel's army is looking for answers. It says, where is the evidence that Ariel walked away? Where is the evidence that she may have been abducted? If none of the above has been proven, then why aren't the Kaluas suspects? When was the last time Ariel was seen? That question, when is the last time she was seen, is beginning to get a little bit disturbing. We had a little boy claim that he had seen her in school around the first week of September. However, we know based on school records that Ariel has not been in school. They removed her from school in June. So it's impossible that that child actually seen her in school. Now, did he see her at another point in time? We don't know. Maybe he just remembered her from school and seen her somewhere. However, I've been sent messages from different people saying like, oh, they used to frequent my store, but they haven't brought Ariel in over 6 months. I've seen things saying that the last time she was seen was July, and even though they were at the beach, she was wearing long sleeves and long pants while all the other children were in swimsuits. July is the last photograph that I have seen of her. I'm not entirely sure if there's any after that point, but like I said, it was taken from a distance and she was wearing long sleeve clothing. Honestly, the people who associate with the Kaluas, there are some that are coming out. I'm having some friends message me, ex-girlfriends to Ryan, different things like that. But nobody has come out to say, well, no, we seen her. Nobody has said that. And so that's concerning for me. One of the articles that sorry, I just got distracted again. You guys, we need to pray for the biological family, I think. Let's just stop for a minute and just say a prayer for everything that they're kind of dealing with right now with their meeting, between everything that's going on. Dear Lord, please be with this family right now and comfort them, Lord, and give them strength to make the decisions that they have to make and to handle anything that might come up, Lord. Be with them and be their guiding hand. Just help them get through all of this, Lord. In Jesus' name. Hold on, I gotta get a drink. Okay. So when she was last seen, we really don't know. I have not heard anybody come forward after July to say she had last been seen. The neighbors have said that it has been months since the last time she was seen. Sorry, I'm gonna, yeah, let's keep going. Sorry. Okay, number 5. Since we all know that Child Welfare Services messed up in the screening of the Kaluas as a potential foster and then adoptive parents, who is responsible for placement of the children into the foster home with the foster dad who has a criminal record? As we have seen, he has 3 felony assaults. He has 1 felony terroristic threat, and he also has had a PFA allegedly against his ex-wife had it against him. So he's an extremely violent man in his past. Exactly. How did they know what she was wearing when she left the house? It's a good question because, they're saying that she went to bed wearing a hoodie and pants and shoes. Like, why would she go to bed wearing her shoes? Like, it's one thing if you're out and about. For example, we go places with my children sometimes, and whenever they're extremely tired, we carry them in for the car, maybe just lay them down or whatever, and we might not fully take everything off, but you always take their shoes off. You know what I mean? Like, even if she went to bed extremely tired, you would still take her shoes off. Sorry, I'm just... Okay, was the home thoroughly searched with forensics teams to establish any kind of foul play? So I actually have an answer to that question. On the second day, they removed the children from CPS. From CWS came in and removed the 3 remaining children. And then, and then they did a complete full day of forensics and searches on the home. So that was done. It was in the one article. So that is for sure what happened. Guys, just really keep praying for this family right now. There's some stuff going on that I can't really talk about because it's not out there yet and we don't know exactly what's going on. But as I said at the beginning of this, she had told me that police were with them. So please just keep them in prayer. Okay, that's all I'm going to say is just keep praying for them. So we do know that forensics was done on the home. Were the vehicles thoroughly searched? I'm not sure about the vehicles. However, they did take all of their electronic devices and everything on that second day whenever they did the rest of the searching. It was in one of the newspaper articles that I kind of sped past earlier. Was the 12-year-old sibling interviewed by an outside source trained in these kinds of sensitive situations? At this point, I would have to say she most likely was. They do that pretty initially. Of course, they're going to use kid gloves while they're going through it because of the fact that if this is an abusive situation, they don't want to re-traumatize the child. So DCF, whenever asked about his background, Michael, came out and said that they always do extensive searches. If they would have done an extensive search, they would have seen his background, which means that they approved him, even though he has... Sorry, it's really blurry whenever I blow it up. Even though he has 4 different felonies on his background. Sorry, guys. You know, I'm not usually like this, but like I said, there's a lot of stuff going on, so just keep praying for them. So he has 3 different assaults and a terroristic threat in his background as felonies. These are from 20 years ago, and we did look at the fact that Hawaii law, according to their adoption laws, is 5 years. They don't say that out loud on the news, but that's what their website says. 5 years for their background checks. Now, what will be interesting to see is if, with everything else going on, if they are allowed to continue to keep the children because of the fact that the adoptive mom, one of the requirements that they have is that they are able to be financially stable. The adoptive mom has since filed for bankruptcy. She's had court several times since Isabella went missing. She had court on the 24th of September and October 1st, and then she has court coming up again. So they are no longer financially stable. So that will play against them in trying to get the 3 children back, I hope. I want it open. Oops. Wrong picture. So some of the things that have been sent to me is somebody wanted to know how ironic it was that the photo album was found at the dump inside of the dumpster where that's a couple blocks from their home, and that Ryan, who lives in the house with them, actually works at. So he has a connection to the dump. He would know which days the trash would have been emptied, and I'm sure he did not plan for the homeless person to find that photo album. Another thing that was said, and this was said in one of the groups, it was a quick update from the search, and it said that it was definitely very shady. They removed the other children from the home. The girls' biological family are wonderful people, keeping eyes at the ports and other places around the island known for human trafficking is important right now. I left the police, started door-to-door searches. So that answers that question as well, that police did do door-to-door searches of the neighborhood. I had also read an article that said that they did go check all the sex offenders in the area. So all of that their bases were covered. And like I said, they did also say in the article that they had no proof that an abduction had happened. It says, my heart breaks for this family. They are truly kind people. The phone number is also wrong for Aunt Jamie, and it gave her phone number. The foster family is in trouble from what I can tell, and no cameras saw her. Apparently the door alarm was set off, but then was frizzled by the time police got there. So something is definitely shady. Great to see the community come together, and huge appreciation for the agricultural community who did person search of the local farms and areas. I had seen a post in the group that said basically that no one had really been searching, and that's not really true. The biological family has searched every weekend, and then there has been like the first like, I want to say 10 days, the community just came out. There was so many people out there searching. I've seen pictures of just like all the people helping. Sorry. Yeah, DCF definitely did not do their job right. We're not entirely sure, like, why it was that she was allowed to be put into that home. It doesn't make any sense. But, you know, it happened. And this is where we are. And all we can do is move forward and try to get a change before something happens to another baby. You know, our laws should not be like this. Whoops. Sorry, that's Benny. Our laws shouldn't be like this. We should be protecting our children. And we're protecting her by removing her from a home that we didn't see fit and putting her into a home where they have assault in their history. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. There's no reason for that. Absolutely no reason for that. And so, you know, like, what was happening to her? You can see her decline through the years. You can watch it happening in pictures. So Isabella got taken away from her biological parents. Let me pull up the article. Her biological parents both had issues with drugs. They both went into treatment centers after they became homeless, and they were no longer allowed to take care of their children. Rightfully so, it happened. This was about 4 years ago. The grandmother had the children until her significant other was in a horrible car accident, or motorcycle accident. And after his motorcycle accident, CWS basically decided that she had too much on her plate and that she was no longer fit to take care of the children. So they took the children from the grandmother and put them into care with the Kaluas. After they were put into care with the Kaluas, there was an incident that was being investigated for abuse, and they took her out of the care of the Kaluas and put her back with the grandmother for a time period. And then once the investigation was over, they took them back from the grandmother and put them back with the Kaluas. So they've been kind of tossed around, but all through this time, their grandmother on their father's side was never even notified that they were no longer with the mother's side of the family. So instead of going to next of kin, they just went to these random other people, basically. If that makes sense. Sorry. So there was drug issues, like I said, but I don't, what happened to her now, I don't necessarily hold them responsible. A lot of people in our world right now deal with drug issues. It's a pandemic in itself. Regardless, the family didn't pick who these children ended up with. The negligent people, yes, they were negligent in themselves and got the children removed. But why are we removing the children from the bad situation and putting them in a worse situation? I mean, you can see, look at this picture in the bottom right. She looks so healthy. This is one of the last photos before she started to go downwards. And then you can see, in this photo in the far right, she looks like she has a bruise on her arm. She just looks raggedy, tired. She just doesn't look good, in my opinion. And then, she starts to get skinnier. And by the time that you're at this photo on the far left, she just looks sickly. And I half wonder if they were starving her or not feeding her as a source of punishment, maybe. We know that they cut her hair as punishment. They had the 12-year-old do it and then never fixed it to punish her. So she almost, it seems like, is treated like, the outcast of the group. And, we've heard that she seems to have... Yeah, exactly. The grandmother's rights were not upheld. I agree. Her rights were completely violated because they should have contacted her. And if grandmother didn't want to take her or couldn't take her for some reason, why didn't they contact her aunts? She has several aunts that say they were never even notified. They had no idea because they lived on a different island. It doesn't make any sense. She should have never been in that home. Never, ever. Never, ever, ever. We're looking at this right now, and what happened? What happened to Isabella? She was basically in her own little hell inside of this house, it seems like to me. I don't even want to think about the things that she's had to endure over her little life because of the negligence of DCF or CWS or whatever you guys call it there. There's no reason for this. And then you have these people that are just sitting here quietly hoping that they can get away with this. And they are so nervous and so upset that they're so nervous and so upset that this group is growing, and they're upset that it's getting attention. They're upset that I started making videos. They keep saying that I'm embarrassing them. Like, they're more worried about being embarrassed than, having the truth come out about this child that is supposed to be their daughter. And I think they were hoping this was going to quietly go away and they were going to get away with whatever they did to her. But they're not. If anything, we are pushing police to not give up. They're going to keep looking until they find her and find out what type of hell that house holds. So, this is where we're at, We have this little girl who's been going through this for who knows how long, who hasn't been seen verifiably since July, whose photo album was found the week before she was reported missing, whose belongings have been removed from the house for the most part, I've heard. What did they do with her? Where is she? Like, where is she? I don't understand. And you have a group of people. This Facebook group has grown from 40 people on September 22nd, whenever I joined, to now we're over 600. Almost 700. And it's growing, and everybody cares about her. We all have a heart for Isabella, and we all want to know where she is. The community cares about her. Okay, I'm going to leak what the aunt is sending me right now. I'm probably not supposed to do this, but I know a lot of people are trying to figure out what is going on. I'm emotional for a reason right now. I don't know if they found her. However, people are asking what's going on. Why isn't the family messaging them back? People are getting upset, and I don't want people to get upset, but I'm going to show what is going on right now. This is what's going on. Can you guys see this? They're with police. Police is at the dump. They believe that they may have found something. Sorry. They're photographing evidence right now. This is why I'm asking for you guys to pray for this family. Because they may have found evidence that Isabella is no longer with us. We don't know for sure yet. Sorry, that's why I've been like emotional since she showed me. But I wanted to show you guys because that way you know what's going on. Just give me 1 second. So this is where we're at, guys. Like, just so you guys are aware, the police may have found an item belonging to Isabella that shows that she may no longer be with us at this dump. This is why the family is not responding to your messages. This is why we haven't moved forward with the reward yet, because today may be the day that we know what happened to Isabella. We don't know for sure, but this is what's going on. Sorry. So just keep praying for this family, you guys. Because they found something. And it's not fresh. You know, if she's here, then she's been here for a while, from what I'm understanding. Sorry, I gotta get a drink. So, like I said, for those of you watching, if you're wondering why I've been emotional and why they're not messaging you back, they have been with police for several hours now. Police has found a bag down behind this rock in the weeds near the dump that's showing signs of decomposition that may be related to this case. They've been photographing and taking evidence. The family has gotten no confirmation yet as to exactly what's going on. They've just called them to this scene, essentially, and told them that it's signs of decomposition. So this is what they're sending me. And I don't know if I'm supposed to show it or not, but I want you guys to know why I'm emotional and what's going on. You guys are Ariel's army. You know, you've been with her trying to help, and now we gotta help get her justice, it sounds like. This is currently going on. This is the active situation. And like I said, they have been with police for a while now. Police have been here collecting evidence. They were meeting today to discuss getting the reward fund set up and discuss getting the bus flyers done and everything like that. And police interrupted their meeting so that they could know about this. So please keep praying for her family, because they're going to need it right now. I don't know exactly what led them to this area. I don't know if this is something that was there during the first search or if it's been moved there since the first search. I feel like cadaver dogs would have found this initially, which leads me to believe that somebody may have moved her there after the fact. Yeah. Oh yeah, we're going to keep pushing for justice. I'm not going away. We're going to keep covering this through the end. You know, we're Ariel's army, for sure. Closure is what we need. And like I said, if it's confirmed that it's her, we won't know for a while. Even if they found a body, they'll have to DNA test to ensure that it's her before they confirm anything. But like I said, don't get upset with this family right now for not messaging you back, because this is what's going on. You know, they were having a meeting about setting up the reward fund and setting up the GoFundMe to get the bus flyers up. And now it looks like we may need a GoFundMe for funeral services if it comes to discover that it is in fact her. They were in this meeting whenever they were pulled away to go with police to the dump where her photo album was found. And police are saying that it was a bag showing decomposure. Yes. He does. He needs to wrap his arms around them. You know, I'm upset. I've never even met her. That's not my baby out there. I've been emotionally attached to her for 22 days for me. And I'm crying. I can't imagine being this family sitting there knowing that they might be watching police photograph their baby. Their child who was put into CPS custody to protect her. And now what? Where is she? You know, our system is screwed up. It really is. And she is a victim of that system. There is no reason she should have ever been placed into a violent person's house. And I don't even know if Sonny's the one who did this. What if it was Luha? What if it was Ryan? This is at his work after all. We don't know who. And like I said, I'm not going to sit here and say it's 100% certain it's her, but there is a reason that the police detectives went to their house this afternoon and asked them and told them about what was going on. They would have reason to believe that what was found may be linked to her. Sorry, guys. I don't even know what to say at this point because, like I said, I'm emotional. I've been emotional since the first message came through letting me know that they were with detectives. I had a sinking gut feeling that maybe perhaps something was going on. Detectives don't just meet with you on a Sunday for no reason. So I've been kind of trying to hold it in and keep going with what my planned live was. However, this kind of ruins the plan. I don't even know what to say. Like I said, my heart breaks for this family. Absolutely breaks for them. Sorry. Again, these pictures are coming from the family at the dump where Ryan works. They've been photographing and looking at everything for a little while now. I'm going to go ahead and close down the live, you guys. If I find out anything else, then I'll let you guys know. I apologize to the family if they didn't want this information out yet. Just wanted to put it out here for Ariel's army to see. They may have located her. From what I understand, the bag is showing signs of decomposition. That's all they told the family so far. I don't know if the remains are still there or if it's just a bag. That hasn't been clarified. But like I said, detectives called the family there for a reason, are taking so many photographs for a reason. Something is going on. I don't know what to say now either, Michael. I'm just at a loss for words. Like I said, my heart is just broke for them. Broke. I've known about her for 22 days. This family has known her whole life. They love her. They absolutely love her. They might not have been able to have her in their home, but just because somebody doesn't live with you doesn't mean that you don't care about them. That's their blood. That's their family. They've come out in full force since day one, looking for her. They trusted the system to take care of her. They trusted that CWS would put her in a home that was fit to take care of her. Why do so many of our children who go through adoption and who go through this end up dead? This world should not be like this. Our systems are broke. They are broke. And we need to use Ariel's name to make a change in our systems. This should never be this way. A baby shouldn't go somewhere to be safe and end up dead. It should never be this way. We have to do better checks. And this is why I said that checks until they're 18, in my opinion, should happen in our system. Who would have known? She's been adopted since January. She's had no checkups. Nobody has looked in on her. Nobody. And you can see her decline. You can see it. You can see how much worse things got over time just looking at her pictures. If you see something, say something. If you have a friend whose kid always looks beaten and broken and scared and hurt and hungry, say something. How many people have seen Ariel that have not said something? And now look where we are. We have to stop this. We have to make a change. She's brought so many together. And this is where we are. This is it. I don't know, y'all. I'm going to shut this down and say one last prayer for this family. I got to pull myself together a little bit. I can't imagine what they're feeling right now, standing here watching this. You know, they took the pictures and sent it to me. Their heart has to be breaking. I just pray that this is everything that they need for their closure. You know? That's a bag sitting at their feet, it looks like to me. I don't know what to say. And like I said, yeah, I do too, Charlene. It's a lot. You know, this poor baby. I don't know, you guys. I'm going to shut this down. Just keep them in prayer. Like I said, we don't know for sure. I haven't heard one way or another if this is her remains or if it's just evidence that she's no longer with us. She's just sending me these pictures, letting me know that they found a bag showing decomposition. That's all the more specific that she's gotten. They're still waiting for detectives to come on the scene. Just pray